to a brand new episode of the Melanated Convo podcast where we discuss everything black. We talk about news stories going on in the black community. We discuss and try to tackle important topics going on in our family, going on in our community. I want to thank everybody for tuning into another episode. I'm so happy to be back. Got a lot of shit to discuss today. We're going to talk about Diddy calling out GM. We're going to talk about the young 20-year-old brother who was shot by the cop accidentally. You feel me? We're going to talk about a teacher who, a teacher here who called a young black man a nigger. Well, I'm sorry, she called him a nigger, repeating what he said, but we're going to talk about that as well. You know what I mean? So let's get everything going, family. Let me get some stuff cleared up so we can get this thing popping. Also on the show, like we always do, we're going to talk about black businesses. The health of our community is extremely important. There are a lot of qualified black businesses in our community that we need to talk about, that we need to give props to, that we need to acknowledge, like creating more black Wall Streets, creating these black enclaves where it's a lot of black businesses. In my opinion, if we do this correctly, it can affect all of us in a positive manner. So we always gonna focus on black businesses here on the show. Then the topic of the show is the continued emasculation of black men. We're gonna use the Kid Cudi situation as an example. I'm not sure if all you guys have seen it yet, but the brother had on a dress. He was doing a montage to like Kurt Cobain because Kurt Cobain wore a dress back in the day, so he wore one too. So I'm gonna get my thoughts on that and why it's important for us to not confuse our children. Like everything we've had to go through in this country, every turn we are being emasculated, whether it be in the prison system, whether it be with most black women making more money than black men, whether it be with these police killings that we always see, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of different things that have our men under attack in being hella homogenous, where society wants all men to kind of look like women damn near, where you be walking down the street and you don't know if you're looking at a chick or a dude. Some of this shit got to stop. I think people outside of our community may want to embrace some of these things, but not for black folks. You feel me? So we're going to talk about that as well. If you're watching the show on YouTube, do me a favor and like the video. Please do me a favor also and subscribe to the Melanated Fathers TV YouTube channel. On that channel, we have this show. On that channel, we have videos about history. On that channel, we have interviews where I interview different people from our community, from musicians to teachers to just great fathers. We try to produce good content with people who are passionate about what they do. That's kind of the vocal point of my interviews. People who are passionate, whether it's a father or someone who does amazing things in the community. Whenever you have a positive, or whenever you have a conversation with a passionate black person who's on some positive shit, you get good results, and I think it's just great for all of us to see, right? So let's get everything popping, man. First things first. Also, again, I'm going to mention it at the end of the show, but we are having the third annual Father's Day softball game this year on June 20th, Father's Day, here in my hometown of Sacramento, California. I've been posting the flyer. I started posting the flyer a few days ago, so if you're in the Sacramento area, please come out. We're going to have food. We're going to have a jump house. We're going to play a real good competitive game. Women are allowed to come play. Women, if you are a single mom, you can bring your son out. We'll take care of him. We'll make sure he participates in the game and have a great time. We're going to have food. Music, we're just gonna have a good time out there, you know what I mean? So that's gonna be a good thing coming up here in a few months. If you are listening to the show, right? If you are just listening to the show on one of the audio platforms, one of the podcast platforms like Google Podcasts or Apple Podcasts or Overcast, Spotify, any of these things, right? Please leave a review for the show. Leaving a review for the show affects the algorithms in a positive manner, so more people will be alerted when I go live. More people will be alerted of what we doing here. You feel me? Because I'm passionate about this, y'all, and I ain't gonna stop. You feel me? I do this strictly out of the love of my people, not for money, even though that's nice. You know what I mean? Not for money or fame or recognition or any of that. It's specifically for the love of people in this country who look like me, my melanated family. You feel me? So let's get this thing popping, man. Now, again, like I always say, some of the businesses I discuss are businesses that I've talked about before, but I'm going to do that from time to time because These are not only qualified businesses, but these are businesses that I have spent my money with. If you know a business that has a website that can, whatever service that they offer, if they offer it to everyone in the country, please send me an email, melanatedfathers at gmail.com. You can just send me the link in the YouTube video. You can send me a link on my Instagram page. Melanated Fathers 100 is the Instagram page for my platform. You feel me? Send me some information about it. This is a free advertising that I do. It's free for now. The whole goal is just to get you out there, take advantage of my audience that I'm building, and put your business in front of as many people as possible. You feel me? So let's get it going, man. First black business of the day, family. Let me get some things right. Get some things right. Get some things popping for y'all. All right. First black business, family. The Black Dollar Store. You heard me. The Black Dollar Store. I've told I told somebody about this website, and they thought I meant it was like a dollar store. Like all the shit on the website's a dollar. No. Everything on the website isn't a dollar. Just a great name. The items on the site are inexpensive. They're shoes for men, shoes for women. These are shoes that I have purchased myself. These are shoes that are inspired by our black revolutionary, Malcolm X, Martin. These are the titles of the shoes, you know what I mean? So I love the footwear. You can get shoes, you can get clothes, you can get watches, you can get backpacks, you can get things for your kids, you can get sunglasses. There's some electronics on there. A new item, they had like a sauna, like a small sauna you can use for yourself to cleanse your body, you know what I mean? So a lot of good things on this website, family. I always say it, we spend a lot of money with people outside of our community. There's nothing wrong with looking for a qualified black business. If you want to do something revolutionary, right? Let's say you don't want to march. Let's say you don't want to put on a kufi. Let's say you don't want to raise your fist in the air, right? You don't want to do any of that. You don't want to take any of those actions. Fine. You don't want to start an organization. You don't want to be a part of an organization. I get it, right? Well, I don't, but whatever. Supporting a black business is a revolutionary act, family, whether you know it or not. So support a black business today. I put some in front of you, but let's say you don't even fuck with what I'm putting in front of you. Let's say you don't like it. Fine. Find something that you do like. Find a black business that you do like and support that business. Black dollars matter, damn it. So go to the Black Dollar Store today. The Black Dollar Store is the name of the business. Free shipping on orders over $75. So go to the Black Dollar Store today. Shoes, clothes, accessories, books, health and beauty products, a one-stop shop for a lot of the things that we need anyway. A lot of the shit that we gonna go to Walmart and buy or some other white establishment. You feel me? Now, of course, when we talk about black businesses, a lot of times, a lot of the day-to-day things we need realistically just isn't offered by black people in our area at times, right? And that's fine. Nobody's saying everything you spend your money on has to be by somebody black. But you should try to head in that direction, right? Try your best to find qualified black businesses that you support. Tell your friends about them. Use your social media accounts to talk about these places. You feel me? All of this is important for our community, family. So let's go. TheBlackDollarStore.com. Buy something today. TheBlackDollarStore.com. The next business, and I'm sure you guys are aware if you are into hip-hop or know anything about some of our hip-hop artists, a cool clothing brand. A cool clothing brand is T.I.'s clothing brand. And this is a black business, right? We shop with Gucci. We want to give our money to Fendi. We want to give our money to all of these elegant ass white companies. And again, you can do that. It's your money, spend it the way you want to, but circumvent some of those funds to our people. If you go to his website, Akoo, which is AKOO, AKOOclothingbrand.com, it's an extremely fly urban shopping platform, right? All types of jeans, all types of hats. He got shoes on the website, joggers, clothes for women, clothes for children. He has spring collection. He has the collection for the season that you're in. So this is kind of a high quality clothing brand. You know what I mean? And again, I'm someone who I don't necessarily buy music anymore, right? So I have Tidal in different streaming platforms that I use to listen to music on. And the music is so readily available that I rather use the streaming platform, right? But the way that I try to support the hip hop artists that I like, I buy some of their merch. I'll buy one of their shirts. I'll buy one of their hats, right? It's important knowing how for a lot of these guys, the music industry has fucked them, and the music industry hasn't been too fair, and the cuts and splits they get from their music sometimes be kind of shady. So buying their merch is one way to kind of directly put money in their pocket, right? And again, we talk about the black businesses, but the shit gotta be dope too. Like, it can't just be that you black and I'm gonna give you my money because we brothers. Nah, it gotta be something that I want to wear. It gotta be something that I want to put on my body. It gotta be something that I want to represent me. It's not just the fact that you black, it's that you offering a product or service that I fuck with. And the tiebreaker is you black. Like, you got something here, there's a white company that got something here, y'all offer me the same thing at the same quality. This is important, the same quality as well. The difference is you black and you look like me. You feel me? So go to acoolclothingbrand.com, acoolclothingbrand.com. Jeans, shirts, hoodies, hats, extremely elegant urban wear for all our black folks out there. We know other people shop at these type of websites too, but this is for our people, man, and this is a way to support our people. You feel me? So, coolclothingbrand.com. Go there today, buy some gear. I know you got a cousin or a brother or a sister who got a birthday coming up. You know what I mean? I know the sun about to come out, right? Everybody finna be out in they summer gear, they spring gear. Get you some gear from this website, man. Acoolclothingbrand.com. All right. Now, let's get this thing popping, family. Let's get this thing popping. All right, so it's time for the news stories, where I find news stories that are intriguing to me, news stories that I think we can benefit from talking about. A lot of the shit I'm sure y'all have heard already, but I want to give my take. I want to clarify a few things. I want to give context, right? Because we want to be contextual. I come on here and talk about a lot of things based on race, right? And things that happen to us in our community, and we should. Like I always say, I am attempting with some of this shit to get y'all pissed off to the point where you want to do something. Now, when I say do something, I don't mean go out and do something stupid, but influence you to be more into your people, to understand that to a degree we are at war with this system, and we always have been, but we need all hands on deck. We need all of us to give a fuck, basically. That's what I think, family. I think once you start giving a fuck to a higher degree than you do now, then you will begin to start taking action, whether that be joining an organization, whether that be volunteering somewhere, whether that be just speaking out on social media. Like, we all should care about what happens to our people, regardless if it's not in your city. Like I always say, I don't want something to happen to somebody in your family. I don't want that to happen for you to then put your boots to the ground and try to help us out. How about we just start now? You feel me? So, first news story. Let's talk about the Dante Wright shooting. Let me pull it up. The Dante Wright shooting. If you guys aren't aware, a young 20-year-old man was shot by a police officer. She said it was a mistake. She thought she was pulling for her taser, you know what I mean? But it was actually her gun, which that's kind of shaky. So let me read an article that I pulled about this today, and let's get this thing going. Now, the Minnesota police officer who fatally shot Dante Wright, a 20-year-old black man, after appearing to mistake her handgun for her taser, was arrested on Wednesday, right? And charged with second-degree manslaughter following 3 nights of protest over the killing. Now, the arrest of the officer, her name is Kimberly A. Potter, who is white, came a day after she resigned from the Brooklyn City Police Department, as did the Minneapolis Suburb Police Chief. So her police chief and her resigned at the same time just to keep the heat off of the police, you feel me? Now, hundreds of people had a face-off with police in Brooklyn Center each night since Mr. Wright's death on Sunday, demanding that the former officer be charged, even as the region is on edge amid the trial of Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis officer charged with murdering George Floyd. So this incident wasn't far from that incident. So we can only imagine how tense the environment may be based on what the community is already dealing with, as far as just black people in the community and, you know, police officers who are dealing with all these protests and things on a day-to-day basis. We don't know what these cops' temperament was when they pulled this young brother over, right? Now, Peter J. Orput, the top prosecutor in Washington County, said that Miss Potter, who's 48, had been taken to jail and was awaiting a first court appearance. Now, under Minnesota statutes, second degree manslaughter can apply in cases where someone has created unreasonable risk and kills another person through negligence. The maximum punishment for a conviction is 10 years in prison, right? Which in this case, she should get the max. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Now, the manslaughter charge suggests that prosecutors concur with a version of the events laid out by city officials, that Miss Potter did not intend to kill Mr. Wright but had mixed up her weapons, right? Mr. Orput said state investigators had determined that Miss Potter holstered her taser on the left side and her gun on the right side, so she would need to use her left hand when pulling out her taser. The investigators found, he said, that she used the right hand to draw her weapon on Sunday. Now, a judge set bail for Mrs. Potter at $100,000, or half of that if she agrees to surrender her passport, give up any guns or ammunition, and remains in Minnesota. Ms. Potter posted bond and was released from the Hennepin County Jail late Wednesday. Ms. Potter's lawyer, Early Gray, did not respond to her request for comment. Now, of course, the family hired Benjamin Crump, who seems to always be on the scene when a lot of this shit happening. You know, I've been critical of Benjamin Crump in the past simply because not enough cops get arrested. When he shows up, and I'm not blaming this on the brother, but he's been the lawyer for several of these situations, right? And rarely does anyone go to jail. And at times, I question his motives. And at the end of the day, you know, I don't know the brother. I still question his motives a little bit, but I can only imagine how difficult it is. Excuse me. I can only imagine how difficult it is going up against this system as well, right? So it ain't all his fault. But like I was telling my homeboys the other day, if I was Benjamin Crump, I would hit the family like, look,